Let's head close to home because we are in the midst of absolutely mean nothing Vancouver Canucks game. They are up 3-1 over the Winnipeg Jets, who are 1-8 in their last 9 games, not doing well, going to limp into the playoffs. But somehow,
and play the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, somehow they're not 4th in the Canadian division, which I find a little befuddling. But they are basically limping in with a goalie, the old Montreal Canadiens standby. So we'll see how that works out. But I noticed something right off the bat tonight because I wasn't really paying attention to the game on Saturday. And that's that Jack Rathbone is so confident in his abilities that he has shed his camp number, much like a snake sheds his dead skin. He went and got Kevin BX's number 3, and he is now a staple on the Vancouver Canucks blue line from here on out.
Oh, what was he wearing like last week?
Oh, NASCAR number 78 or something.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Yeah, get the confidence. Get that good number. Get that small number. Arash, have you watched any of our pal? Have you entered the bone zone at all watching Jack
Dude,
Rathbone?
I am the bone zone. I am so boned to the bone zone that there is no zone that my bone cannot enter. God damn it.
Just trying to figure out if I need to put an edit point there.
No, it's fine.
Just a disclaimer.
No, you just have to be just a disclaimer. You are now entering the bone zone.
This podcast is not always safe for work.
Arash, on a scale of Niles Hoglander to Cole Lind, one being astronomical, the other one being like, okay, well, he's a pretty good AHL player. Where do you fall with Jack Rathbone?
So there's these moments where like, so he scores his first goal and he gets that on the stat sheet, and that's great. But sometimes you watch a rookie and the rookie makes plays that are just with such poise, or at least in an idea that this player, it just seems like he's been there. Like he's already been, like he's playing on the first power play at the beginning of this game. Like they almost had pretty much a 2-minute power play of them just in the zone. Jack Rathbone is with Hughes at the point. And, like I joked about it, but it's like, do you, but like if Luke Hughes is there in the draft, do you even bother? Like this Jack Rathbone kid is the kind of the truth. Like he's amazing. Like he was playing PD spot on the power play, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, just fluid skater, like poise. Like he stared down McDavid and Draisaitl in his debut game. I don't know if you guys saw that. There's that 2-on-1. And he's just like there. He's like, okay, 2 of the leading scorers in the NHL together.
Here comes the blitzkrieg.
Here I am. Eric Gabran. If this was Eric Gabranson, love Eric Gabranson, handsome, loving human being, great. But if this was Eric Gabranson, he would have been like, fuck, I'm going to Denny's.
He would have just skated forward, like, all right.
I know. Good luck, Thatch. Yeah, and I think it's really awesome now that we get to kind of see just a couple of these developing pieces that have been happening in Utica. But now that you look at next year, okay, so Edler's taken a step back.
Many steps.
Many steps. I mean, could you? I think the biggest issue with Alex Edler right now is like he's still being played. He's given so much ice time. Like if he comes back on a 1-year, $1 million, you stick him on the third pair. He doesn't play power play anymore. But if you say, hey, penalty kill, we'll spot start you from here and there or whatever. Yeah, fine, whatever. He comes back. It's Alex Edler. You're gonna, unless he's a complete tire fire where you feel bad watching him play, then yeah, he can find a spot as a veteran presence in your room.
But he's still regarded in the same way he probably was if it was 2012.
Is he though?
Isn't he though? This team on this team?
I feel like
he should be good.
Yeah.
But he's not the best, but he's reliable, but not.
And he's been that player every year.
You know what it was?
You're not wrong. That's very astute. Just when you want him to be a grizzled vet and just contribute a little bit. He's still just that 1 or 2 notches below that.
This is the thing is that, you know, someone like Travis, and Travis has been here for 3 years, and you know, I don't think that it's necessarily a thing of them viewing Edler as still that person, but it's more as if there's more like Travis is given the players he's given.
Yeah.
And if Alex Edler is the only piece that you have to play those certain roles, like you're not going to put Hughes on the first penalty kill. You're not going to tell him, okay, we're going to have you block shots and get your face real dirty and play for it's not. And yeah, Hamonic is here and everything. So I just think it's, you know, it's the cards that Travis has dealt, and this is what he has. You know, he's going to give Edler ice time because Edler's not falling over his face, but he's taken a step or 2 back now. It's very, very clearly evident when he's getting older. But as I was talking about, you know, you see Rathbone now, you have Hughes, you have Schmidt, you have Myers, you know, Oli Levy. Yeah, I guess he just needs more time. You just need to let him. Yeah, you just need to let him play at this point.
He's a product of Jimbo. He just needs more time.
Well,
2 more years.
Yeah, Gita, with this butterfly coming out of the cocoon that is Jack Rathbone through a handful of mean nothing games.
Right.
Does this give any more job security to Jim Benning?
No. No, it shouldn't. That would be so bad on so many higher up levels. If you're like, oh, look, another person just maybe. It's also like such a small sample size. Not saying that he's not going to be good. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm like, that shouldn't buy a manager that's bungled so much more time. To bungle more.
To make, also, I just want to make it clear. Like Rathbone wasn't a Jim Benning find. If you go back to the draft videos from Rathbone's year,
are you checking the receipts,
buddy? This is why you got me on the pod. Is because my mind keeps these pieces of information for times like this. When they're at the draft table, it's Judd Brackett and John Weisbrod.
Percentages.
Rathbone, Jack Rathbone.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah, if Jack Rathbone's there.
Vancouver selects from Windsor, Michael DiPietro. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rathbone's an elite skater.
Take it.
And he can hammer the puck.
Vancouver selects from the Dexter School, Jack Rathbone. Hey, Jack. Jim Benning. Nice to meet you. Hey, Stan.
And Jim is just straight up asking about, he's asking about Rathbone, and then Weisbrod's like, oh, he's got a good shot. He's got this, that. Like the same thing with Gadjevich. When they brought up Gadjevich, he's like, oh, is he tough too? Like Jim's asking these questions.
Yeah.
So part of my mind is like, okay, he has the say in the first pick, but everything after is like a groupthink mentality. And a lot of it is like Weisbrod, like, you know, as much as people talk about Quinn Hughes, there is an attachment with Quinn Hughes to the Weisbrod, or the Hughes family to the Weisbrod family.
Yeah.
So as much as I'd like to think that John Weisbrod saw Quinn Hughes and was like, whoa, yeah, he's great. In my head, Judd saw, like in my fantasy head, Judd saw that. Judd saw how great Quinn was. And John Weisbrod saw, oh my God, family friend. Right. I know this kid. This family's good. Like that way of thinking.
Arash, in your mind, Judd goes, oh, you gotta get this Quinn Hughes guy. And John Weisbrod is like, that guy, I've known that kid forever. He's not very good. And it's like, no, look at him. And then it's like when the nerd and She's All That takes her hair out of the ponytail. It takes the glasses off, and all of a sudden, I see it now. I haven't seen this whole time.
I think it was more like Judd said, yeah, draft this Quinn Hughes kid. And John Weisbrod, without taking his play into consideration, was like, yeah, no, pick him. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, he's a Hughes. He's really, and sometimes you're like you can fall on your face and stuff like that. But that's what I remember, and that's what I took out of it from the cadence of what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even see John when Quinn is picked? He's mouthing the words Quinn Hughes because he's just so stoked to get one of his old pal's sons like into the roster.
Okay.
But so in terms of like Rathbone saving Jim, man, Jim's gonna be here forever. Like
Hey,
at this point,
he's essential, baby.
dude. He isn't. Oh God, Ryan, don't bring up the essential worker thing. Hey guys, if you're listening, please don't take photos of people in public without their consent. Just don't do it.
Or just don't post them with an aha gotcha mentality.
Yeah, don't. Also, like he's buying like apples and tomatoes and shit. Respect his fucking privacy. God damn it.
Kind of
If
tomatoes.
he was like kicking a dog,
Probably Roma.
You think Roma? I think big old field tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, such good shit.
Arash, what's your pick for Jim Benning's tomato of choice?
man, I don't know. I don't know that many types of tomatoes, Ryan. This is a Monday. You're making my face.
That's the photo we're looking for.
Yeah, Jesus.
Show us the damn bag.
Show us the damn, but what's in the bag?
What kind of Oreos is he buying? Regular or double stuff?
Regular. Double stuffed is for children who think it's better. It's
I
not.
think you'd go thin. Thin. They're easier to snack on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
we
that's fair.
don't all have the discipline of landlord Gita. Okay, some of us enjoy regular Oreos because we don't want this country to change.
Oh, sorry. Not all of us are princes who need to be hand fed our Oreos.
Excuse me, where are my Oreos? Is this 2% or 2% milk? Do I look like a heathen? Why would you bring me this glass? I don't understand. Yeah, but so there are the playoffs. But a lot of people, one thing I really wanted to talk about real quick was, there's this discussion of, is this the worst Canucks season ever?
If you asked me last week, I'd say yes.
Okay. But this is the main difference between those like the 98, 99 Keenan season or like the 16, 17 Willie D years. This season is one of the worst for all other reasons beyond like typical Keenan bullshit. If I'm making sense.
Yeah.
Like the Mike
sense.
Keenan era was just drama. The team was terrible. Everyone hated being on it. The storylines were awful because it was caused by the people in the organization. Not saying that this year doesn't have that, but this is like every night they won tonight. Their finals 3-1, but every game, they've come out and they've tried and the effort's been there, but they're also dealing with COVID-19, which has an impact for anyone that's saying, oh, they're playing, it has an impact. Just because they're out there playing at 60-65%, you shouldn't just use that as a reason to be like, well, they're out there. No, it's a big difference. The NHL very clearly did not give a shit about these people being at 100% before they got back.
Yeah.
They very clearly didn't care. So this season going the way that it did, the fact that they have 6 games left to finish up the schedule.
Yeah. 6 and 9 days, I believe.
6 and 9 days. This is one of the worst seasons in Canucks history for anything. Like this isn't the darkest days type worst season. And I just wanted to bring that up. And I don't know what you guys think, but the fact that they're getting through this season and the fact that they're going to get through all this shit that's happened in the last 6 months, has brought kind of a shining light moment of the resiliency of the people, the players and the coaching staff. I will be very clear. The players and the coaching staff. Yeah.
You developed, you developed a bond with the players and the coaching staff through horrible, difficult situations and horrible ups, and the highs were high, but a lot of lows that were just out of their control. And it's not like you don't watch this team and turn it on and instantly resent them.
No.
Yeah,
It's a talented team that you like and you want to be successful, but
you feel sorry for them.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
still
feel sorry
something.
you feel sorry for them, but it's also like, going back to the bubble last year, like they showed that they have this inner resiliency. And the thing I think that's the most frustrating right now is this. No, I go like that, Ryan, because I'm like, it feels like it's this, we're talking about the same shit every week.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Every year.
no, this week especially, because this year especially, just because there have been so many problems happening with this team, and we have not heard anything from the people that make the decisions.
Yeah.
And I look at this squad, and it pisses me off that these financial decisions are made, that we can't get more support for these guys.
Mhm.
We can't bring players that are like where Travis Green guys in 6 games, Travis Green can just, he's like, okay, bye.
He's getting up. He's
Yeah.
leaving. He's going
Arizona,
to Southern California.
Seattle,
And what
jobs are
you
opening
said
up.
earlier, I'm like, this guy's been working with the players that he's been given. He hasn't been given a lot to work with, and yet he's been expected to do a lot with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Arash, you beat that drum every week on the show, where it's like, this is not a team that is not trying. This is a team that is doing everything they can to
within the
win.
best of their abilities, encompassing everything that's happened with COVID. They're trying. It's so goddamn evident that they're trying. Even when people want to single out JT Miller, and I get it. JT Miller, like a few games ago.
I do not get that. Is the laziest, idiotic, shittiest argument a sports fan or a member of the media can make.
Yeah. Well, remember early Kessler. So when you remember, before they made it really to the final, it was like Kessler and Burroughs, they talked about how they came back and they wanted to keep all that dirty stuff, like in between the whistles. They wanted to get away from it during the game, fine, but in between the whistles, don't start this hood rat shit. Don't go teasing David Backus about his wife. Like,
I was gonna say, for those that need a good reference point, just Google Burroughs Kessler trash talk David Backus, and it was like, it was a level of immaturity that you didn't
even
want
to this
as a
day,
fan.
even to this day, like even back then, I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. But you see that glimpse in JT Miller where it's like, yeah, he just needs to channel a lot of that stuff in the right direction. And he's 27. He's not even halfway through his career yet. He's 27.
I'm going to speak for everybody here that we were all perfectly mature and fully grown emotionally long before 27. We didn't make any mistakes or acted out incorrectly in high pressure situations. So that's all of us. So it's only a problem with JT Miller, because we all know what happens at 27. You are wise beyond your years at that point.
Yeah. So it just gets back to like, man, I just wish I'm just so baffled about how, like, have they just chosen not to engage with the fan base? Like, they've left everything to the players and the coaching staff. We're seeing these players try their hardest, and every week or every 2 weeks, some crazy thing comes up. They've kicked the can down the road so much that the road is now ended.